your slurs out while you
Just
can.
empty that out.
I already started it, so it's too late. Any slur you didn't get out, save it for intermission.
Intermission.
Yeah.
You mean the ad breaks?
Yeah, I'll just mute the mic and you could say all the slurs you want. All right.
Got the top of the hour ad
You
break.
hear that? Next stream, you want to hear slurs? You gotta subscribe.
You gotta join the Discord for $50 a month.
Nah, the OF.
The OF. Oh, you want to hear slurs? Want to hear slurs? I upload them on OF. That's hilarious.
You know, does that violate their terms of service?
I don't know. I'm sure somewhere slurs are not allowed.
Do you guys
All right,
remember
Russ.
when?
I'm in here, bro.
Yo, bet I'll join. Do you guys remember when OnlyFans tried to ban all adult content on the site? And it almost killed the site.
That's hilarious.
They tried to do a Tumblr. Understood. Female presenting nipple.
What am I trying to do right now? I'm trying to do something.
Continue.
But continue. No.
Why you already? You just started. You can't be getting high on your supply. You're gonna have nothing to sell.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell Russ. Russ, no playing games today, bro. We gotta get this money, alright?
Mix Viagra every one of the weeks.
We gotta get to this money. They buffed the casino. Go gamble all your money. Yo, Russ, I'll be at the casino. Somebody just told me they buffed the casino.
No, it's
Gio, you better not be lying to me, Gio. Why you had to come in the stream, Gio? Now I'm gonna do things I'm not supposed to.
Let us get on our feet.
Russ, it's not my fault. He's like the little devil on my shoulder. He just popped up in chat and he's like, go to the casino. Now I want to go to the casino.
Just so you guys are aware, you completely missed out on the early access beta testing for the Horse Girl Murder Mystery MMO.
The what? Horse girl?
Horse Girl Murder Mystery MMO.
I can't play controller on this? This is mouse and keyboard only?
And that'd be linked. Yeah.
Or
you just
Wait,
gotta...
you played this beforehand.
I know, but I only played on my mouse and keyboard because I had to use my controller wire to charge my headset while I was playing.
Oh, that's
Bro, what?
I didn't know.
What's her name? Allie disappeared with the fucking...
What she had?
Shit.
What trimmer?
The water bucket.
What trimmer thing and water bucket? They don't just leave it here for us. I'm gonna be packing, bro. You go get whatever we need. I'm gonna be packing.
All right, bet.
Ooh, we got a lot in here. I'm about to go gamble for real. All right. It's another day. Yo, you never played Drug Dealer Simulator? It's it's just like this, but I ain't gonna lie, it's like a little better graphics and stuff, kind of. But it's pretty repetitive. Nah, I do like these graphics, but I'm saying they made it like a little more realistic, kind of.
Oh, so what? You don't catch fire when you smoke?
Yeah, nobody catches fire.
No one changes skin colors when they rip a dab?
Who created, who decided to do that?
You can literally turn motherfuckers into aliens and like alien zombies.
I don't have no more. Oh, I hear police outside, bro.
Nah, it's cool. I'm grabbing a dead drop.
Yo, I heard police. They was on the walkie-talkie. I think they ran they're like, yo, they over here. They got the trap house. All I do is watch videos of this game. Bro, you need to get a life. There's no way you know about the buffs of the casino.
So, Rob, is this an ideal environment for you to
Imagine getting a PC just to play this game. There's no way.
Yeah, bro, get a hole.
That's what my boy about to do.
You never spent $1,000 to play a $24
No. Alright, what you need me to do, Russ? We don't got no baggies or nothing.
You got any weird? I got some
baggies. Oh yeah, I got some. I'm gonna just go sell what I got a lot on me though. Hold on.
I bet. I'm a bag.
Hold on. Oh, it's good. My button not working.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so Adam, you gonna play since you got the
No, I don't know how like literally up I am today. Honestly, I probably have to go to bed relatively soon. So.
Oh my gosh! No, I'm not saying that to you, Adam.
No,
I
I'm saying that
understand.
to me.
I understand, but bro, Russ, remember last time Gio was trying to tell me go under the bus stop and jump, 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 jump?
Yeah,
Now telling me dribble a basketball under your feet and jump. Like, what does that mean? Why is he asking me to do these things? He has like a weird foot fetish of this game, or like a jump fetish.
Hey, who can blame him?
I don't know. Oh, yo, is it curfew?
It is.
Oh, it's mad police outside. I just went outside and saw mad police. All right, I'm gonna stay inside then.
What, you don't love the fact that the casino is open for only an hour before curfew?
Nah.
Also, the fact that you can.
That's how I almost got caught like that.
Or we have
Yo, watch out, bro. I'm snipping over here.
Oh, okay. I'll
What's going on outside? Why are they making so much noise?
That was a siren to let you know that curfew's here.
You can fly? He said if you do that, you could fly.
Dude, I don't know what he's talking.
Go try it, Russ. The basketball court is right next to our house. Say why not?
Let's do it. I gotta sell
Let's
some
wait.
shit,
Let's wait till after curfew, though. I'm scared.
Nah, fuck it.
What you mean? You going outside?
Yeah, I gotta sell some shit, bro. There's money to be made.
Yeah, boy, you too risky for me.
On that grind. I know where they spawn.
Wow, you're a hacker.
True.
I forgot I had a phone. How I open my phone?
Press tab.
Oh yeah. Yo, who hit me up? Who hit me up?
Did you know that?
Yeah, I played the game before.
Yo, stop.
I've played this game with my other friends from Discord. I'm not playing tonight because I'm working on some code shit.
Word. Yeah, he got real things. He got real things to do, Russ.
Code for what?
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Rob actually has to code
schedule
on the game as you're playing it. It's a lot of work.
Yo, lit. Can you please, can you glitch me some money so I could flex on Russ?
I sold all of our weed.
You sold all of it?
Yeah.
Boy, no you didn't, because I got a bunch on me. So how you sold all of it?
Oh,
that's also been sold. Don't smoke it.
Hey, girl, talk to me. Hey, yo, you want some of this? Yo, hold on, stop walking. You want some weed? You want some weed?
Do you want some weed?
Oh my gosh. I suck at selling the weed in this game. Wait, skate park. Somebody said to meet them about it. This look like a skate park.
Yeah, it starts in 24.
Who's this?
Oh, she's right here. She's right here.
Where? I bet you that's the same girl I was just talking to. How much you need? She want 5 of them thing. Okay. Wait, which one is OG Kush? Oh, right here. She want all my OG Kush?
You can't
wait, I only got 4. You got one more OG Kush? You got one more OG Kush?
Nah, you just gotta press it and see if she accepts.
I'm gonna give her one more of the other one. Oh wait, I do got 5. Why is one blue?
Oh, that means it's higher quality.
Hey, she got one high quality real quick. Alright.
Wait, how much more do you have?
Where's West Bridge? I got a bunch. Where's West Bridge? Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
I was behind the hotel.
Huh?
You're going the wrong way.
Don't tell me what to do, Russ.
Right here. I'm behind you.
I'm just gonna keep running.
I will beat you up.
Boy, what's up? Remember when I got the clip? I got the clip when I whooped you in the RV. I don't want to hear nothing.
Follow me.
Where you at?
I'm right here.
I'll whoop you.
Oh wait, actually, you can destroy these
And what
and
happened?
get money.
Oh, you a robber.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you stooping too low for me. I don't know if I could continue doing this with you.
Bro, this game is literally
You robbing vending machines?
about being a degenerate and an ATM.
This is what you doing with your life, bro? Oh my gosh.
To be fair, I mean, there's degeneracy, and then there's like degeneracy that.
Dang, why this man went to me down here? This is OD.
You know?
There's no way I would meet somebody over here. What'd you say? What'd you say, Adam?
Oh, I said there's being a degenerate, and then there's just being a degenerate, but really wasting your fucking time.
True.
Like, how much money you really get
they on you. They on you, boy, over here robbing these ATMs.
I got 610 bucks, bro.
Quick, put it in the ATM.
Put it in the ATM that you broke.
They're shooting at me.
Oh yeah, it's rats for you, boy. Bro, you robbed the ATM. What you want them to do? Where's our crib at? I don't remember how to get home.
I don't think press M and go to the blue symbol. That's
Yo, I'm hearing sirens. Yo, they come after you with the cop cars.
I'm in the place. They won't find me.
Where you at?
I'm in the house.
Oh. There's one right. They at the basketball court, bro.
Yeah, they won't find me in here.
Oh, nah, they about to get me now. I'm just gonna chill over here by this bridge.
I got a fuck ton of weed.
Bro, they just sitting over here. Oh, they running towards me now. Oh, I'm out.
Bro, you're gonna get caught.
Oh, you don't know me.
I almost lost them. There we go.
What time is it? How long till 5 a.m.? Like 1 more hour.
I think I'm gonna hop
run, Forrest, run. Alright. Yo, later, Rob. Nice talking to you, bro.
Likewise, y'all take it easy.
Alright. Adam, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you outside? They not there no more?
Yeah. What do you mean I don't know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I just felt like saying it.
Wow.
Yo, do the
I'm
offended. Do the basketball thing. I'm gonna beat you with your own bat. Shut up. Give me all your money right now. Drop your money. Drop your money before I beat you with this bat. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. How I drop it? Yo, wait. Did you do it? Did you bounce under your feet and jump?
Yeah. It went flying.
Who playing Womp Womp in my ear?
What the fuck?
What was that? Was that you? Was that you, Adam? Yo, what do you think happen if I keep hitting this propane tank?
Alright, we gotta go to sleep. Probably nothing.
Gonna get charged for another one?
We gotta sleep to progress.
That's so dumb. Why can't we just stay up?
Alright, I'm probably also dab on out of here now.
Alright, see you, bro. Good talking
later,
to you.
Adam.
Nah, good to hear from you guys.
Yeah, nice seeing you too.
Play something.
You ain't seen shit. Hell yeah, I'm down.
I be stalking you all the time, Adam. I know where you live.
I'm trying to remember if you do know where I live.
Nah, I don't. I know what area. I don't know exactly where.
Yeah, I'm somewhere around there.
Facts.
I'm gonna buy a skateboard.
Why? You're a poser.
Bye.
Bro, I'm sick.
Bye. You're a poser. If you don't hit no fire moves on there, you're a poser.
Nah,
talk to Benji Cole. Who's Benji Coleman or whatever?
He could be a dealer for us, but we need money to pay him.
How much money we need? Cause I got some stacks on me right now.
I think 500 in cash.
I got 7.
Bet.
I know you got that too. You just over here robbing all the machines.
He's the orange star icon on the compass. Hell yeah. So now we gotta give him weed and he'll sell it for us.
Look at me doing work. Yo, move that right there. And I'll be back. Alright. Use the dealer management app. Dealers. Benji Coleman. Assign customer. You can have Austin, Chloe, Donna, Geraldine, Jesse, Kathy Anderson, Kyle Cooley. Alright, I got my boys set up.
I'm buying more grow tents.
Alright. Don't buy too many though, bro. That's how you get caught, because they're gonna see your electric bill.
Nah, that's cool.
Gold board is the only one worth it. You sell weed with an ad in real life. I used to sell weed with that ad in real life too. Who's here? I just be knocking on doors. What's the next thing?
Talk to Uncle Nelson on the phone.
Hey, yo, watch out, shorty. I'm trying to pick up the phone.
Alright, so we are now distributors. Sour diesel, cannabis. We are now distributors of sour diesel.
You got a new strain?
Sour diesel.
Okay, you made that for me because you know I'm from New York. Alright, you my boy. I'm finna cop something. But say we need a mixing station. What that look like?
It's at the hardware store.
Why don't we just use the toilet?
Genius.
500. I ain't got enough money on me, baby.
That's how we make custom strains.
If somebody didn't break all the goddamn ATMs, I'd be able to take the rest of the money out.
Bruh.
Yeah, every ATM is broke. When? Literally, I just ran past 3. They all broke.
Fucking stewed.
Bro, you need to get it together. You don't gotta rob ATMs no more.
Oh, is this guy on 6?
Gonna move on from the weed to hard stuff? Who, me? Nah, I don't want to sell the hard stuff. Oh, I found working ATM.
I want to sell the hard
stuff. What's wrong with you? Need to get it together, Russ.
I'm just an utter degenerate. Alright, I'm gonna bag some shit.
Yeah.
More like some peak.
If you don't see me, I'm in the casino.
Nah.
Get
out of there.
Nah, I'm not there right now. Right now I'm doing work. But if you don't see me next time, insufficient. Oh my gosh, I have to deposit the money, not withdraw it. Oh my. I withdrew it. Now, what kind of place is this? There's no button to press deposit all.
No, there is. Should be the bottom right one. Bottom right option.
You're too late. If you kill all the NPC, you won't have anyone to sell to.
Nah, they respawn. They all do.
Russ is like, I did it already.
Yeah.
Boy, you crazy.
Nah, I have no need for violence.
I don't know if I could trust you when you say that.
Because I'll just get them addicted to my drugs and then I own them for life.
Dang, I don't know, that's even more evil, I feel like.
Whoopsie daisies. I kind of miss our motel room. smaller, more sensual.
That was your favorite place to beat off at?
Yeah, real.
Dang. Sorry, bro. Yo, it's a mess in here. Clean up after yourself.
Fine.
You don't gotta be dirty just because you created sour diesel.
Hey, business is dirty, bro.
Alright, whatever. How I rotate this so I can put the mixing table somewhere?
Oh, just reselect it. Or actually, I think it's Q and E.
Oh, yeah. I'm putting it on this wall right here.
Oh.
Right next to the tents.
Perfect. And now we could go to the gas station and just buy random shit and then combine it with our weed and we could sell it.
What you mean? What you mean random stuff? Yo, Kathy, what's good?
Donuts,
dude?
Coke,
Henry hair look like poop. Why they say your hair look better than mine? Your hair don't. My hair is fire. I got a nice cut. Man, you know what? I'm not talking about this no more.
Bruh.
What?
Got like my 65-year-old dad cut.
Shut up, boy.
Purple.
Shut up, before I snuff you. How I missed. I was right there in your face. I don't know how I missed. What's good, Kathy? Thank you for the happy birthday. Make sure you tell Gio too. Oh, you did tell Gio. Next time, don't tell Gio. I was joking. Where we gotta go?
Shipping containers. Or you could go to Gas Mart and buy some ingredients.
I don't got no money. You got some? You got some weed or what?
Break some ATMs.
Boy, they all broke. How many times I gotta tell you?
We should get customers. We could get our landlord as a custody.
I need a what you call it too? A little water thing.
A water bucket?
Nah, it's not Val. It's my boy Russ that I work with. He was thinking of us. Hey. Appreciate you for thinking of us, Kathy. Alright, bro. I need a water bucket.
I got you.
And we need to water this up and get these grown so we could get to pushing. What the heck? Why would I need to do that, Gio? Hardcore extreme. Darn it.
Alright, I'm leaving the water and the trimmers on the shelf.
Spaghetti and meatballs. Alright. Good looking out, B.
Oh, and I'll leave a little weed.
Yeah, come on. You're being mad greedy. You're holding out. This is why I'm never gonna be able to elevate myself.
I gotta give them free samples.
Who?
Our new customers.
You guys still use IG? Yeah, I'm back on my IG. My Hippie's Deli one. Oh, Popo right here at the crib, bro. Why they over here like that?
Interesting.
They circling.
Yeah, smoke that shit.
Don't forget that I know that you're working with them. I'm just gonna keep on playing it cool for right now. But I know what you're up to. Yeah.
Hello, Joyce.
When they create roleplay for this, I'm gonna be undercover. But you didn't hear that from me.
Alright. Give me this fucking machine. Come here.
Bring daddy here, boy. I wish I could put this into third person Oh, I'm finna harvest that. I think you didn't grow that good quality though. I think you need to let me grow from now on. I don't think you got the Midas touch.
Nah, I got the greenest touch.
Nah, you don't. Sorry.
Let's love me.
But we could smoke our own stuff.
Yeah. Always.
But take a... Oh, I don't got no baggies, bro. I hear some. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Get it. Get it. Alright. Let's pack it up.
I want to buy a skateboard.
You need skateboard. Wait, you didn't have enough money?
Nah. I got cash now. Bro, chill.
You little broke boy.
Nah, I swear.
If we go to the casino, we could be up, bro.
That's true. Isn't that 135?
So what's up? Let's hit the casino real quick.
I got $100 in cash. I'm gonna put it all on one bet, and we'll see what happens.
Let's do it. I feel like we've been working really hard. We deserve a little bit of playtime. Some responsible gambling.
Alright, I'm outside the casino. Where you at?
Boy, I'm bagging up. I don't got no money.
Alright.
We're gonna have to go tomorrow. Oh, you gonna go?
Oh, wait. All right now.
I left the weed in there.
Let's see what I get.
Alright. Share with me if you hit that, though.
Oh, shit.
What you hit? What you hit? Hey, see? My boy tried to tell us. Everyone playing this game? Yeah. It's a little fire, a little funny game. You put all your money again and you keep winning.
Alright, I lost.
How do we collect money from the dude that works for us?
Oh, you just go talk to him and be like, where's my money? Come on, baby. God damn it. Oh, I got $1,000, bro. Bro, gambling's the best.
Bro, why you over there getting all that money? Yo, give me some money. I told you it was a good idea.
I should do this IRL, honestly.
Oh, curfew.
I'm losing a shit ton right now. It's bad.
You should have gave up when you hit that 1,000. I was trying to find a motel. Now it's curfew. They about to get me, boy.
Bruh.
Oh, I'm at the motel.
I'm getting digged right now.
Yo, where's my money at?
Oh my fucking
675. Let's go. Alright.
Go?
Yeah. Let me give you some more.
Go.
Go serve that up. I'll catch you later.
Oh, let's go. Okay, I got 1,400. I went in with 135, walked out with 1,400.
I'm going in the morning, bro, or tomorrow when it's back open.
Bro, on my other game, I was just sitting there. I was going back and forth, hitting all the machines on in a row on max bet.
Bruh.
Shit was funny. Here, I'll give you. Oh, you gave our boy some more pack. Good man.
Yup. Cause he came through. He had that bread. Bet my life savings IRL. I'm going. Do it. Play Fort. I haven't played Fort in forever.
Neither have I.
Gonna ruin. I'm gonna get a PC and ruin. You gonna ruin my operation? Come on, bro. We working hard right now for this.
Yeah, we grinded.
Why would you do
know how
us
long
like that?
I stood at that slot machine?
You know how long I was playing that game for when you got hit the block back and forth? And I almost won. Reload and OG for it? I don't know, maybe. I'm not playing tonight. Definitely not tonight.
Bro, I'd be down to play some Fortnite sometime.
You You be on that fort, bro?
I haven't played in like 3 years.
I haven't played in forever.
In a while.
It's been like a few months for me. I played recent, like when the OG one came out and stuff.
Shit, dude.
But besides that,
let's go. I got 2K. Right,
facts. I got like 5 bands. I'm balling.
Bro, gambling time.
The gambling's still open?
Yeah.
I'm scared to go because I don't know how I get there. Yeah, I think the cops about to come raid me. I'm hearing mass sirens right now. They went away. We playing that one game? What game? I found this other game too. I don't know if you want to check it out, Russ. It's called Arcade-ageddon or something. It's free. It's free on Epic. I was playing it with my son. It's pretty dope. It's like you play these arcade games. You get different guns. You can level them up. You get different abilities. And it's like these horde of like viruses. You trying to defeat this virus that's messing up the game.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope. They got like different boss fights and stuff. That one you wrote on Instagram, the battle royale one. I'm down, but if you say you played it and it's not really like all that fun, then I don't care.
Let me see.
Yo, what the heck blew up?
Nothing.
I was going to get some box wine and all I heard was I beat that game. They're talking about Armageddon. I don't know, whatever it's called.
We're chilling.
Me and Cinco was playing it. Alright. I'm gonna go hit up our casino? I'm gonna you addicted. I'm gonna go hit up our boy.
Alright, let's sleep first.
I'm gonna go hit up alright.
I'll grab a clip.
Boy, I don't need no carry from you. I don't need nobody to carry me. Yo, we hoodlum level 2. Russ. I was trying to spy on you through the window. I did some parkour extreme. Russ.
Yo.
I see you. Look out the window. No, behind you.
Bruh.
Alright.
Where'd you get out there?
Don't worry about it, bro. I'll be on that parkour extreme. Bro, I be running all around the map trying to figure out how to get to a motel is right next to us. What you got? Got that money? Okay, okay. You got more of that money. Let me give you some more items, my boy. Pack you back up. He can't bag it up himself?
Nah. We just give him the product and then he sells it.
Oh yeah, the dealer management app. But I think he got max customers. Alright. Oh, I got some money.
You ever skate to do a drug deal?
Skate?
Mm-hmm.
Nah. I don't got that kick push. I keep needing baggies, bro. Who hitting us up, bro?
Everybody, dude.
Hit up that freaking guy. Yo, they said they had Long Wharf.
Yeah,
you saw that? That guy said they had Long Wharf. Bro, why you not keeping us supply with the baggies?
Good shit, bro. You have any OG Kush?
We gotta... I don't know what I got. How could I see? Ooh, I'm walking around with stacks on me, though.
Just hover over it.
Yeah, I got some OG Kush. I got 16, but I need to bag it up, though.
Okay, bet. There's some at the house, I think.
Nah. What's the max you could buy?
Many as you need.
I gotta go to ATM again. And that one's still, bro, the ATMs are still broken. Just so you know. There's only one ATM that works, so please don't break it.
Bro, they'll get over it. They'll get over it.
They won't get over it, I promise you.
Trust.
No, Russ, I can't trust.
I'm buying 60 bags.
Yo, buy like 200. Who needs OG Kush?
Joyce.
Yo. She's banned. You got the bags?
Yep. Here you go. Time does the casino open?
I don't know. I'm not like a fiend like that.
I'm just asking for a friend, bro.
Tell your friend that we not fiends like that, so y'all know.
They open at 4.
Gia. Wow, you fiend. I was about to ask Gia. Oh, I threw this nug behind the bag and now I can't grab it. What do I do?
Just back out of the menu and just back in.
Wait, I'm moving it. Ah, you didn't know you could do that. Dang, Joyce said never mind. You took too long.
Yeah. Whoa.
What?
The fuck? I want to buy taco ticklers.
Hey, yo. How much money you got? You got them bands?
Yeah, man. Oh, I just pickpocketed the weed bag from one of our patrons.
That's OD. I'm telling them.
No, you are not.
Yes, I am. Because why would you do that?
Cause they bitches.
Why'd you bite the hand that's feeding you?
Dude, this guy has a bucket of horse semen in his pocket.
What?
Yeah, literally horse semen.
Take it, and dump it on dump it on the cop.
Oh, $94. I'm gonna gamble all that money. Alright, Sam Thompson needs OG Kush right now. Behind Taco Ticklers.
I don't rock with Sam. Me and him got beef.
Fuck. Shut the fuck up.
I'm about to go shank him with these shears.
Fuck. I'll skid away to avoid consequences for my actions.
Oh wait. I'm about to give it to him without a bag.
Nah, you gotta bag it. Else they don't take it.
He took it.
He took it?
Yeah. He paid me $75. It said 1% chance of him taking it.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy.
He did not care. He wanted his bud, bro.
I'm over here just waiting for 4 p.m. for the casino to open.
You outside waiting?
Nah.
Nah, yes you are.
I'm pickpocketing people.
Bro, come on. I need you to grow. I'm doing all the work. Or you think you don't have to work no more because you're a casino pro?
Oh, we could buy green crack now.
Okay. What's this trash bag for?
They're trying to body search me, bro.
Oh, I picked up the trash can.
Busy woman. All the time.
Oh, you bagged the trash with it?
Yeah.
Why you guys so dirty in here?
Don't worry about it.
Bro, you're gonna have to clean up.
Should we upgrade to green crack?
Yeah.
Bet. Let's do it. Want to order a dead drop. Green crack. And I'll buy some soil.
Green crack was my favorite strain. What's your favorite strain now? Just kill Russ and take his earnings.
Bruh.
Oh, Russ. Why they want you dead, bruh? What'd you do?
I don't even know what happens when you die in this game. I don't think I've ever died.
Not sure. What's your favorite strain? My favorite strain
is Girl Scout Gruel.
My favorite strain is watermelon guava. Alright, let me go hit up the boy. He like, yo, oh, I just ran right past the police. They on me? Oh, I just saw our boy making a deal. Okay, my boy, you out here working. I like that. Uh-huh.
I'm working too right now.
No, you ain't doing nothing, bro. You don't BS. Where you at?
The casino is work, bud.
Alright, where's the casino at? I got some money.
Come to me on the map on the blue dot. Don't fuck with my winning streak, bro.
I don't see no blue dot.
Oh, let's go!
I don't see no blue dot.
I had to go left at the upcoming intersection and just go straight. I'm going to my home away from home. I heard you cranking that bed up.
Oh!
Bro,
Yo, I'm rich.
2,500 off the
I
bat.
run 2,500. I'm rich, mama. I'm rich. Nah, why'd they do this? They made this too easy now.
Yeah. Our operation's gonna be crazy with all this gambling money. And if you hit 3 sevens, you get 10 grand. Bro, are you hitting multiple at once?
I'm hitting all of these.
You remind me of my grandmother with her social security check.
That's what I like to see, baby.
Fuck, dude,
$200. $200.
Bruh.
Dang, I'm losing now. I hit that 2,500 and then they playing with me now.
Let's go.
You're welcome. Are you up anymore? Wait, what you mean? Am I up anymore right now? Nah. Now I'm down.
Fuck, dude. Oh, motherfucker, dude. The amount of times I've gotten 2 sevens. Oh my god, it's happened so many times in a row.
You hacking.
Oh my fucking god. I got 2 bells and a 7. Nah. Oh my fucking god, dude. Yo,
2,500 again, baby. Let's go. I think I'm gonna have to call it right there, bro.
Nah, bro, I'm still down. Nah. Nah.
I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it.
I can't go yet. I can win back all the money.
Y'all overdoing it? Chill
No,
out.
dude, look at this shit.
What?
I literally, oh my god. This is awful. Okay. What the fuck? Give it to me, bro. Give it to me. Nah. Nah. Oh my fucking god.
Oh snap! Cops after me, bro.
Hide.
I don't got nothing on me though, but money.
Yeah, but money.
That's it.
Man, fuck it, dude. I'm just gonna pull all of them. I got nothing. Alright, great. I just set like 4 grand on fire. Bruh.
Boy, I told you get out of there.
Nah.
I told you get out of there, bro. You want me to give you a loan?
Yeah, sure.
Nah.
I'll win it all back. I swear, I'll win it all back, bro.
Nah. You better go collect the money from this dude at the motel and use that. I ain't giving you no loan.
Back. I'll win it all back, bro.
Hit this guy up.
Yo.
Can you go
70? Alright, let's go turn that into 20.
Can you go grow some weed?
I'm doing work right now.
Boy.
Oh hey, there's another ATM.
It's the only ATM. Yeah, I got mad people I'm supposed to meet right now. I don't know where none of them is at.
Bro, fucking cop. Those pigs.
I don't have no butt on me. I just accepted all these deals. Yeah, I gotta go get butt from our guy.
Alright, I'm gonna spin. Let's do this. Alright. I fucking lost everything. Oh my
Are you
god.
kidding me?
No.
Why wouldn't you just give up, Russ?
No, that's quitter talk.
And you're gonna skate home like everything's alright? Like you don't have no worries?
At least I got style. Style. Oh, I need to collect that dead drop. Or else we can't grow more weed. See, at least I bought weed beforehand. I got priorities.
Yeah. I don't have no sour diesel. Alright. You're gonna have to take this or nothing. She didn't want it. Oh, I just lost all those deals. It's not good.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I would put them for late night. Because you don't lose them until you sleep. And you get pretty much all the time you want. Damn, I had to go far out.
Benji is out dealing. How is he out dealing? I got everything. Took it all from me.
He said he was out of product. Fucking casino. Pieces of shit.
Bro, let's just go to sleep.
Alright, I'm just getting home. Like nothing bad happened today.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, the cops are trying to arrest me.
Yeah, just act like nothing happened, bro.
Ooh.
Gio, you got my boy addicted to the casino.
I'm not addicted. I could stop whenever I want.
He can't stop. That's all he's thinking about. He stopped growing. He stopped selling. He stopped everything just to go to the casino. This is crazy. Bro, come on. You want me to send you to rehab?
Nah, I just need to grow some weed, get my mind off all the money I just lost.
Alright, do that, bro. How he sold something, I took everything from him. I'm gonna keep a little bit of OG Kush on me.
All I have is my green crack.
So that's probably worth mad money. Would you like a sample?
Go. Hear the casino calling me.
Boy, you said you wasn't addicted. What's wrong with you? Stop talking about it. You keep talking about it, I'm about to whoop somebody. Oh! They after me? I just ran past the cops with weed in my hand.
Nice. You got OG Kush?
Yeah, why?
Go to that deal for Meg.
Nah. Where's she at? I'm out doing other work right now.
That brown apartment. Fuck.
I'm out doing some real work.
Fuck up.
Not some BS.
I'm fucking.
Brown apartment.
Number 2.
Oh crap. Cops. The cops gonna see me? Where'd they go? The cops trying to catch me slipping. Oh, they didn't see me. I just made a deal right in front of them. Hear that? This is my block, Russ. Don't let me catch you on my block.
Bro, you can't pickpocket the police.
What the? Why is this person over here passed out? Booty up in the air. Russ. What is going on? She's asleep. Oh, I could pick her up? I'm carrying her.
Who?
Russ. I'm bringing somebody back to the house.
A baddie?
No, she needs to sleep it off. We gotta take care of her. I can barely get her out.
Oh, hey, that's the bitch I knocked out with a baseball bat after she caught me pickpocketing.
I'm like, why is she asleep over here on the floor? Dang, you OD, bro. Stop pickpocketing people. Leave everybody alone.
I could get some gambling done.
Why are you harassing the community?
Fuck.
These are our loyal customers.
Speaking of which, we got a bunch of deals on the phone.
Boy, that's for you to take care of. I'm busy right now.
Alright.
I'm about
to get 2 rounds out at the casino.
2 rounds?
Mm-hmm.
About to be a mixologist. Why it's not letting me put the weed? How much weed I need? Oh, unpackaged. I need unpackaged. Here, take this weed. Go give it to the dude.
Who? Oh, thanks.
Let me get, oh, we don't got no unpackaged.
Everybody I want wants sour diesel.
We don't got no unpackaged.
Nope. Good deal. Yeah, we'll take it anyway.
Okay. What are you doing? Trying to sneak up on me?
Nice.
Why you have all these bananas?
Oh, for mixing.
Just a shelf of bananas.
I gotta go in like 15, unfortunately.
Copy. Well, let's get some mixing done real quick then. I could still keep playing in here solo?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought I would have to start my own new game all over again solo.
You're chilling. casino open in an hour.
Aspen Death. $59. I just made a stream.
Nice.
Aspen Death. How do we get seeds of it?
Well, you don't. You just do grow the base weed and then you mix it the same time of
Oh
the
no.
same ingredient, and that's how you get it.
But so you can never grow it?
Nah.
Oh. This one's called Fat Cum.
Fat cum.
Yeah, why did they choose that name? Hey, this is my favorite. This is my favorite part of this game.
You should see the fucking names.
I just saw it.
They get insane.
Oh, should I cross this with something? Oh, I got something called Dark Bud. Okay. You can cross two. No. Mix it with stuff. Okay. So these are all green crack crosses right here. Dark Bud, Fat Cum, Aspen Death. There were some bread too, bro.
Oh shit, the casino's open. Alright, I got $500. Let's do this.
Oh my gosh.
Watch, I'm gonna hit the
My
triple
boy.
sevens.
My boy, what's his name? Billy?
Billy?
Who's the dude that works for us?
Oh, Benji?
Yeah, he about to be like, yo, I got that fat cum on deck.
No, it'll be so funny because if you list it for sale, you'll get customers that are like, hey, can I get some fat cum?
Alright. Hey, my boy just came back from making a play too. What's up? I see you out here, my boy. I got some of that new work for you. These are exclusives, first drops.
Bruh. I lost all my money at the...
Dude, just give it up.
No.
You should have stopped at
the only way to get it back.
Listen, bro. I had 125, lost it, got it back. I was not about to lose it again, bro.
Not everyone could be as successful as you, alright?
Come on, nah, bro. You just gotta know when
There
to
we
say
go.
it.
Alright, I can do 2 more rounds.
Nah,
Get some money back.
You can't, bro. Imagine this is how you really mix weed.
Well, it is. Are you saying it's not? Alright, I lost all my money again. I ate pickpocket.
Gorilla Queef. Gorilla Queef, okay. Like it.
You know what's up? What's up with people just having horse semen?
What? You don't just carry some around for moisturizing?
You're right. But it's one of the ingredients that you mix.
Oh, what the? Ain't no way we selling that, bro.
Nah, go to the gas mart. You can unlock it at one point.
Nah.
You gotta level up though.
I'm good.
Luxury
I
item.
want to stay away from that level.
Come on, man.
I'll stay far away from that level.
Yo, the amount of money I'm setting on fire right now.
We could have had 5 mixing tables, 20 grow tents.
Oh my god. I'm dead. No, you're not even exaggerating.
Had to go shower and wash my hair. Gio, your hair is not gorgeous. Gio, you ain't smoking on that Gorilla Queef though.
For real.
So I don't want to hear nothing. This looks like
Bro ain't even queefed up.
This looks like a freeze-dried nutsack. It's disgusting. The gorilla queef?
Gets them every time, man. Fucking gorilla queef. What about some of that granddaddy queef?
Granddaddy queefums.
Bro, fuck this cop. Bro, there's 2 of them? Shit.
Stay on your head, boy. Oh, I hear them zapping you.
Yeah, they want to kill me.
Are they out there zapping you? That's OD.
Ow!
Dang, I hear them busting at you. I find it dumb when they have different numbers on strings. Ours is called Gorilla Glue number 4. Nah, it's not dumb, bro. Gorilla Glue is pretty fire. It's because when they grow it, they got all you know this, bro. They got a number of plants. And that's how they figure out which one they like. That's how you have Gelato 45, Gelato 33. And they just named it Larry Bird, Gary Payton, whatever.
Bro, I knocked out a bunch of cops.
Alright. What you want me to do about that?
Clean them up.
Boy, I'm in here doing real work.
Oh, yo, I could put their corpses in the trash and get some money out of it. Let's go. Could get like $1.
Most Gorilla Glues probably are Gorilla Glue number 4. Because that's the one they decide to go with.
Hell.
Russ playing a different game. Yeah, that man in a GTA server, bro.
I'm doing main quest right now. Bro, this dude won't get the fuck out. Alright. I'm trying to sell some trash. Trying to make a quick buck.
Some trash. Make a quick buck. You
I got
already
$8.
know.
The fuck? Alright, I'm putting these cops in the fucking trash machine.
Boy. You out here gambling, murdering, stealing.
Nah, it's cool, bro.
You on a whole different level. I'm just trying to.
Hey, I'm making a buck out here, alright?
No, you're not. I keep hearing you say, guess how much money I burned. Hey, you say, guess how much money I made today? Not one time.
I got $3 for those cops.
$3? What do you mean?
Yeah.
You about to give them $3?
No, I put them in the trash bin and it gave me $3.
What the heck? That's what you meant? You could actually put people in there?
Yeah.
Oh! Why I just got whacked? You whacked me?
Nah, bro, it was the...
Why you whacked me, bro?
It was the wind.
It was not. You ain't got the cops on us. Let's go to sleep and call it a night.
Alright. Hold on, let me water this plant. So I could sell it for gambling money in the morning.
Yeah, he's working hard to pay off that debt for real. Don't use us to pay off your little debts.
They're not little. They're far from it.
Let me save the game. Oh, it saves automatically. But... Alright. Continue this tomorrow. I wish I could slice your eyes open with these shears. Alright. Here, let me give you. Take some of this. Take some of this Gorilla Queef.
Let's go. Well, did you list it for sale?
You did. I ain't
Every product
nothing.
you make, you gotta open your phone, go to products, and list it for sale. Or else people won't request it.
Whatever.
Yeah. What do you mean, whatever?
Hey, I gave it to my boy over there down the street. Alright. Until next time.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night, bro.
Peace. Good night. See you tomorrow.
Alright. Good night, Gio.